Hi there, thanks for checking out this lesson. Today just looking at an introduction to fingerstyle playing, so real basic fundamental stuff here. So perhaps you're new to fingerstyle playing, perhaps you are an experienced guitarist, but if you dropped your plectrum, or if your plectrum was taken away from you, you would be lost. Or maybe you're bored of strumming and you want to find a different way to create some maybe more varied textures in your acoustic guitar playing, or even your electric guitar playing. Fingerpicking is perfectly appropriate for that. So you come to the right place. We're going to look at three simple right hand exercises to get you well on your way to becoming a seasoned finger picker. You need to know only four basic left hand chord shapes for this. They are D, A, E minor and G. Everything else is all down to the right hand. So fingerpicking, if you don't know, is basically about holding down chord shapes and articulating individual strings. That sort of stuff. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to assign a name to each of the fingers on our right hand. Thumb gets the letter P, which stands for pulgar. These come from Spanish. Your index finger gets I, which is indice, which basically means index finger. M, medio, middle. And this finger here, which I can't hold out on its own because I have a weird hand, is annular, which is basically your ring finger. Sometimes you'll see the letter C for chica, baby finger. It's very, very rare that you would see that, and it's very difficult to use, so we're going to completely ignore it for today. Now, what you want to do is put P, thumb, on the lowest note of each chord for this lesson. So for a D, that's going to be the fourth string, okay, the open fourth string, and these three fingers, index is going to go on the third string, middle is going to go on the second string, and ring finger is going to go on the first string for every single chord. So P-I-M-A is the first pattern, which means we're going to pluck in that order. So P, I, M, and A. Now when I say pluck, your thumb moves towards the ground and your fingers move towards your face. Okay, so they're kind of curling into each other like that. Rather than moving the hand, you let your fingertips move at the first knuckle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play that pattern twice on each chord. So here's the D. And I'm going to change to the A major chord. What I've done there though, my thumb has moved onto the fifth string to give us, as I said, the bass note, the root note of the A major chord. In this case an A, but my fingers have remained where they were. So that's P-I-M-A on an A major chord. Okay, now I'm going to change to the E minor chord, and my thumb is going to move onto the sixth string, because that's your E, your root note for the E minor chord. Okay, now we change to the G major chord. My thumb's going to stay where it is now because this left hand is articulating a G. Okay, put that all together. In time we have this. Resolve it to the D. So a couple of little tips, okay, as you go through that are going to help you. One, regarding the right hand, really try to have a nice straight wrist. Try not to play like this because it'll get knackering. You'll get a very, very tired, achy wrist in no time at all. Nice straight wrist, let your fingers approach the strings from a comfortable angle. Okay, that's tip one. Tip two is try not to have your little finger here, even though we're not using it, try not to rest it on the soundboard of the guitar. You will see some really great acoustic guitar players like Andy McKee doing that, and that's fine. But until you can play like them, try to avoid it. The other one is to have your hand relaxed and keep it still. Don't do this. The movement should come from the fingers only. Otherwise, it's very easy to accidentally land on the wrong string and get that kind of sound, which is not at all what we want. Okay, so that's exercise 1, P-I-M-A. Exercise 2, we're going to take the exact same left-hand chord shapes, but we're going to reverse the pattern. We're going to go P-A-M-I, so that would sound like this. And then move to the A. And then E minor. And then G. And back to D. And so on. Okay? Altogether that sounds like this without me talking over it. Okay, and then exercise 3 is a combination of the two. So it's a double length pattern. It's going to go P-I-M-A, P-A-M-I. So P-I-M-A, P-A-M-I. So that we can only do one pattern. To follow the same timing, we can only do 1 times through that initial pattern per chord. And that sounds like this. So obviously there's lots of different directions you can take this in purely by keeping the chord progressions the same, but by messing with the right hand patterns. So we've looked at 2/4 time here, or 4/4 time, however you want to think about the groupings. You can add in some extra notes to make something like a 6/8 time. So you could take out this second thumb note of the pattern we've just done and just go P-I-M-A-M-I, and that gives you a 6/8 feel. So on. Or you could do any sort of variations you can think of. You could have an odd number of things before you repeat the thumb. So you go P-M-I, P-M-I-A-M. Yeah, that's quite a nice one. And so on. All that sort of stuff. Just experiment with it. The trick is to keep the left hand really simple and keep it the same the whole way through initially until you get used to the right hand movements. So remember, a nice straight wrist, relaxed but stable. Let the fingers do the work, no bouncing, and try not to have your pinky finger resting on the soundboard. When you get the hang of that, experiment with different chord changes, chord progressions. Just remember that your thumb needs to play the bass note at this stage, needs to play the bass note of each chord, the lowest note. And then we'll see where we take it. Maybe I'll do another one next week. Like it, comment, share it, whatever you like. And I'll see you next time. Take care.